Early Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Good to have you with us.
Sorry.
Which will get us started, and then we'll open it up for questions.
Obviously excited for the final challenge of the season, and going on the road to play a good Tennessee team and our in-state rival. It'll be a nice way to go out with our best performance. I think we've had a good couple weeks here. Obviously, just getting off the practice field this morning, two good days, which we need to have in order to play better on Saturday. Injury-wise, really, I think most guys that weren't long-term are working their way back. We have a few guys that are just we're monitoring through the week: Martell Height, Leighton Nelson, Savion Riley, and Marlon Sewell, all of whom would be listed as questionable right now, but we feel good about the progress they're making. The other one of note is just Issa Watara had a procedure that ends his season, so he won't be with us, but excited for him to be on the road to recovery. And outside of that, I'm happy to open up for questions.
Is C.J. Taylor?
Yeah, that's good. All right. We're on the same page today. Yeah, he's been great. We have a flu bug that's going through the team right now. I say that because CJ's battled that, but he's been back at work and looks good. He's on a brace, but says he feels good, and so we're expecting him to be out there with us. Excited to have him back.
Who's starting at quarterback for you?
It's a great question. We're obviously, I'm not going to answer that in a direct way, Robbie, and I'm sorry for that. But I think you understand. We obviously it's I think offensively in general, we're fighting to find that formula, and we've not been pleased about how we played on that side of the ball. I think the quarterback at times bears too much of that burden in terms of just the criticism leveled at that position, and yet that guy's responsible for getting 10 guys on the same page and delivering the ball where it needs to be. So I'd like to see us design for success. I'd like to see us find ways to make life easier for him and to be creative through that. But as far as who that'll be, we're gonna let the week play out and determine who gives us the best chance to move the ball. And so much of that, Robbie, for us is about how we shorten the game, how we can extend drives. When you're not able to maintain possession, you put a lot of pressure on the defense and special teams, and we know we have to be better. So we're going to do everything we can to be better this week.
How much does it help at this time of the year going into the finale, having had an open day to rest up, particularly when you've had flu kind of going through your team?
Yeah. I'd like to say that it reflects in the way we play on Saturday, and it's a great thing. I think in some ways, too, once you're in the rhythm of the season, a late bye is also challenging because there's only so much you can do other than get healthy to really find ways to improve in that week. Although I thought we had a good week last week, you're really looking to shorten practice, shorten exposure. I think for us, though, we just were disappointed in the way that South Carolina game finished, and I felt like the bye week was a good chance for us to kind of purge that from our system and reset our focus on having a great finish. And again, I think the guys have responded well. It's a tough group and a resilient group, and my message to them is, and really just telling the truth, is putting the film on, saying, hey, this is where we're not that far off, and it can feel like we're a long way away, but it's just a few things, and how do we capture those margins that have been elusive to us this year? Again, this would be a great week for us to do that.
What are the keys to stopping this Tennessee offense, especially with some talk that they might make a change at quarterback?
Well, I think independent of who the quarterback is, that you've got to handle the tempo first. And if you're not able to handle the tempo, they're going to be able to get the ball into space to dynamic playmakers. And so what does handling the tempo mean? It means you got 11 guys that have gotten the call, that are on the same page, that are able to play with their eyes pre and post snap to take space early in the down. And obviously we're training, and I think Coach Howell and the defensive staff have done a nice job of making that a priority in creative ways in practice. The second thing about defending this group, this system, is stopping the run. This is an area for us a year ago where we really struggled, particularly in the second half, where they were able to get some breakouts. Obviously, this has shown up on our film this year, so I've talked in here in the past about what it means to defend the run and playing within structure. We've spent time on the details of that, and again, where we can make small incremental progress to be better, as a team in terms of again taking space around the ball and being within structure and seeing what we need to see. But this is a group that knows how to run the ball. And when you talk about the horizontal stretch of the formation and again the vertical creases in the run game, it's a dangerous combination. And so handling the tempo, stopping the run, and then obviously we can't play a game where the ball's behind us a bunch. That they're going to take their shots. If we do a good job of getting them off schedule early, you're going to see less and less of that. But when they get in rhythm on offense, we know the ball is going to go up in the air, and we got to keep it inside in front, and down our mistakes, and force them to go the long hard way.
I think coming into the season, it seems like you were pretty satisfied with where maybe the culture was at, and now coming off a game where you said you were, I think you were grossed out. Or you said
disgusted is what I said. Yeah,
you said
disgusted.
Gross also.
Okay.
Disgusted.
All right.
Has there been a cultural regression this season?
Gosh, I don't want to go that far. And again, I think I appreciate the question, first of all, and I appreciate I'm still disgusted, and I still feel like it was gross. And I think in the moment we're all emotional and reactionary to what we feel, and what I felt is the team collapsed there. With 8 minutes to go in the third quarter, it was 13-0, and we were scrapping, and then it's a 3rd and 3 that just gets out of our hands, that sets up an explosive play touchdown where we weren't in a good position to finish, and the ball got away from us. That got them to 20, and then the next drive on the second play, we've got the ball wrapped up, and I feel like we had 6 guys in the pile, and it spins out and is a breakout. And I think those are really frustrating things to experience. But when you look at the finish to that game, it was the 7th punt of the day that gets, we snap the ball back on the ground, and it gets blocked for a touchdown. And then the 2 ensuing possessions for our defense were short fields off fumbled exchanges, where in both cases we got them to conversion downs. One was a 3rd and 8, I think, where they just beat us on the perimeter. They got behind us, and it was a throw and a catch. The other was a 4th and 2 where we just didn't execute well. We had a player in position to make a tackle on the guy he was supposed to tackle, and we didn't finish. And credit to them. But I bring those things up not to relive it, but just to say what I didn't see on the film in any of the phases was an absence of effort. And so to go back to say, I was in the moment very emotional, and my feelings were telling me one thing about the way that game finished. The film told me something else, and that it wasn't that we were good. It was that, hey, there is still a lot that we need to cover here to be in position to finish these plays. But I also don't feel like it was an absence of heart or dedication or commitment. As far as cultural regression, I think this season, and when you're short of results, it's hard but first of all, it's hard for everyone. This isn't a year that when you care about what you're doing, you just don't deflect these arrows. They all sink, and they're all painful. I think what you want to see and I think as a leader, what I have to try to guide and create is an environment where, as you pass through adversity, that you're galvanized. I mean, for all of us, this won't be the last time that we experience disappointment and falling short of expectation. Right now, we're dealing with this as it pertains to football, but for those of us that walk the earth and make mistakes in our lives, this happens all the time. And what we want to create here is an environment where in those moments, again, we double down on commitment and we set our resolve, and we understand on the back end of taking the next step, and day in, day out, you may not see the way through, but you see enough room just to take that next step that you get through these things and you're strengthened by them. They deliver you to something evolved. Have we done that completely and perfectly? No. And I would challenge that any group of prideful adults and prideful 18 to 22-year-olds is going to struggle through falling short. But am I proud of this team, and am I proud of the way they've continued to stay in the fight? Yes. And this will be an incredible growth moment for us in terms of their reflection back, and I think it'll be really meaningful to us as we view it from the perch of success that will come. But that success only comes when we set our resolve and we again double down on that commitment and stay connected to the vision of success that we have here. And sometimes you feel further away from that than you are. We just haven't experienced that breakthrough moment this year, but we're going to see if we can't do that in Knoxville.
Anything else?
Do you enjoy this rivalry?
I think anytime you have a chance to play against a team that I do. Yeah, I do enjoy it. I think it's this goes back for me when I was a kid, so it's not something that this week is special to me. And, we know we have a lot of work to do, to go out and to play a game that we're proud of in Knoxville. But I think anytime you're talking about a spirited game and a game that has emotional connection, it's a great opportunity, again, as a team to go east and to play our best. And that's what I expect. We need to have a chip on our shoulder, and that's what I expect.
Clark, the Patterson Brothers will play their final game together on Saturday. What's it been like having them out there side by side playing together?
Well, I think, you may be seeing the Patterson Brothers down the road as an NFL duo. You may be seeing them as a WWF duo at some point. Certainly, I know that there's going to be some blood and guts Thanksgiving Day two-hand touch that will turn into tackle pretty quick with families down the road, too. I can't say enough about that family and, their contributions here. And obviously, I know this has been special for them to play together. Langston having more time with us, we're excited about his growth. Kane, we're deeply appreciative of everything he's done. And obviously, wish him well and are excited to be a part of his future too. But, they're going to savor the moment, and I'm sure they're going to enjoy being out there together.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, guys.